As a swimmer, I train every day and sometimes twice a day, and it can be really disappointing when I've been working really hard and I don't get the time that I want.
Quite affects everyone at different stages. I can just imagine it all happening now, through my career and through other swimmers around me. But it gets to a point when you think, when is it enough? There's always chasing times. There's always something. You achieve something, and then there's the next thing. Like, what you've achieved, that's not good enough now. We're going on to the next thing. Like, even with myself, obviously, when I was young, I was like, oh, if I made to Olympics, how amazing that'd be. Like, amazing dream. Amazing, it happens. And then, after that, it's like, oh, I've got to get a medal. And then sort of like being an Olympian wasn't enough. And it just gets to a point, it's like, whoa, hang on a minute. This is, putting too much on yourself, always putting yourself down, always need more, always comparing yourself to the best, to your friend, to your sibling. And it gets to a point, it's like, this is enough. I need to start being good to myself. People need to be good to themselves. Just know that you're doing the best you can, you're happy. Because, I was very hard on myself, and I think a lot of athletes are. But I was very, very down that I didn't, get the Olympic medal dream. But crazy, I made 2 Olympics, and young athletes just even getting county times and getting on the blocks and racing, is an incredible achievement. And learning how to do that, you're always learning. It just gets to a point where it's like, when is it enough? Because getting results doesn't bring happiness. Okay, you'll be happy for maybe a day, and then it's on to the next thing. So it's sort of knowing that sport doesn't define you as a person. Being a good person, being good to people, helping people, is what makes you a good person, and sort of knowing what are your values, what makes you happy, and sticking to them. And just taking results out of it, because it's a never-ending chasing a goal, chasing happiness when it isn't really the answer. So yeah, it can get too much. And it's supposed to be for fun.
A lot of onus comes on the coach of the relationship there, and their ethos and their training programs, and making sure the swimmers know that it's not a steady incline. There are peaks and troughs in training, there are peaks and troughs in competing, and that's all part of the swimmer's journey. And I think it's the coaches words and encouragement, and their kind of their feedback is crucial to supporting the swimmer in those times. And those words that they share are very valuable and need to be said at the right time. And that's where the skill of the coaches come into it, where the right thing is said at the right time to help them deal with that failure or success, whichever it is. And everybody has their moments, and everybody has success. It just looks different in each swimmer, and one swimmer's success might not be another's, but it's still equally important. And the coaches recognizing all levels of achievement, whether it be counties or just getting to the length of the pool or a tumble turn or something like that, is celebrating all successes, not just the big ones. And also progress. There's lots and lots of things that coaches can do to make a child feel confident about themselves, and just knowing their swimmers is what a coach, I would say, is best asset, is know your swimmers.
Yeah, so dealing with failure is daily, right? Because you might get beaten on a training set. It might be a hard kick set, or it might be a sprint set, and you get beaten on every single rep. It's then bouncing back and understanding a little bit about it. And yeah, I think it does come back down to education and helping the swimmers understand that, you might have, I went for a few years without getting a PB, and that period was just so hard. Some of the older swimmers on the team will just sort of sit down and just sort of say to you, you are going to go through this period of where you're not going to get these PBs, and it's going to be really, really tough. So, but it's really, really hard. There's not one solution. There's not like, right, everyone has to do this. I think it's just comes down to education, and communication, and making sure that the swimmers don't only focus on the outcome and the time. That's the biggest thing that I've learned in my coaching. Just take the emphasis away of getting a PB. Just say to them, right, let's go in. You know, it can be as simple as go into your next race and really enjoy yourself. You know, get out there strong, work your skills, and, you know, stand behind the blocks and really have a smile on your face. That a simple conversation might really trigger that individual. So it's just really working on those processes and helping that with that education. I mean, it's not just in swimming, right? It's in all other sports that are time-based. You know, it is a little bit different in individual sports because you are reliant solely on yourself. You're standing on the block on your own. No one can go in and swim your race. When you're in a team, you have that team support network around you. And if you fail, I guess you fail as a team. So then you can look left and right at your teammates and go, oh, guys, what happened today? Oh, gosh, yeah, you know, I think we could do better. But as an individual, it's a lot more pressure coming down on you as an individual. So it's just working on those processes and helping the swimmers with the education and the understanding. And I'm a big believer in that positive reinforcement. I've had swimmers that haven't PB'd for 2 years, 3 years, but then when they get over that hurdle and they start swimming fast again, it's so rewarding. And, you know, and they sort of stuck at it is great.
I think it's just asking, you know, are you happy? And did you do your best? Because if you try your best, then that's all you can do. You can't do better than your best effort. Just always being positive, supportive, try not to have it on the result, never comparing to anyone. The comparing is, you know, the nasty part of it. Comparing is always going to be there, and it's a natural instinct I think we have as humans, but comparing is always where you're going to put yourself down. If you're just in a race, doing everything for yourself, focusing on yourself, doing your best, not looking at anyone else, then I think that's the way to be. It's just focus on what you can do. Parents as well, just saying you did your best. You can't compare yourself to anyone else because you are not anybody else. You're you. And did you have fun? And just always say, make sure you have fun today, because that's what it's about. Everyone wants their kids to be happy. That's what parents want. So yeah, it's about being happy.